Wanbo launches its new T2 Max, and this already integrates autofocus. Stay to review it. Intro and let's begin. Greetings digital, for all. No projector brand wants to be left behind. That's why Wanbo has sent me one of what was, at the time, its most popular projector, the Wanbo T2 Max, but completely renovated, and now converted into the Wanbo T2 Max New. The Wanbo T2 Max New is a new projector on the market, so much so that there are not many videos of it on YouTube, since it was only launched last May. Its main improvements are an 80% increase in brightness, and it now integrates an autofocus system. But let's review it, to better understand its benefits. Let's go with its unboxing. Now I will open this cardboard box, arrived from China, to show you the presentation of this new update of the Wanbo T2 Max. And just as it says on the front of its box, it is now the Wanbo T2 Max New. When we open the box, the first thing we find is the projector in its respective bag, a small installation guide, a small 19V and 3A voltage adapter, a power cable and a white remote control, which is the same that of all the Wanbo. Regarding the projector, you can see that its appearance is very similar to the previous Wanbo T2 Max, although it has a couple of very interesting differences. Also note that it has the same weight, size and is very compact as the previous model. On the front is its 5 cm lens. Here below is the grill where the hot air comes out, and this is something new, a small camera for autofocus. On the sides there are no longer the speakers, as in the previous model. Above is the on and off button. On the back, there is the grill for the air intake, the stereo sound output, because now the speakers are now at the back in their connections, the voltage input, a USB input, an HDMI input, an LED indicator light, an infrared receiver and a headphone output. And at the bottom, it has 4 rubber feet and a 1/4-inch thread, to stand it on a tripod. How do you see it? This is the Wanbo T2 Max New, and although it looks the same as the original Wanbo T2 Max, it has some interesting features, which in fact, make it stand out above the previous one. The Wanbo T2 Max New completes those features that were missing from the previous model, but maintains the same format, weight and size, which is appreciated. This projector is now available, because as Wanbo informed me, it went on sale at the end of May, in the main global stores, and the price would be around $180, and in the description of the video you can find the purchase link. Let's review its technical specifications a little, and observe the most important changes of this update. Among the new changes to the T2 Max New is that the brightness has improved by 80% to 450 ANSI lumens. It now integrates better sound, which is hi-fi according to Wanbo, and in addition, it already integrates an autofocus system, and also automatic vertical correction. Of course this is what Wanbo says, but to say it, you have to try it. My disassembly tools, and now with a lot of patience and care, let's see what's inside this little projector. Once the front cover is released, we can get to know it a little more inside. First you have to remove the front camera from the autofocus system, which as you can see is very small, and also has its own microprocessor. Now, the projector block comes out just by pulling it. Note that it is a typical block, of the new projector models for the home, which we have already seen before. Here is its 4 cm glass lens. Its gear wheel for autofocus controlled by its stepper motor. This is the infrared receiver for the remote control, and this is the autofocus sensor camera. Note that it includes 2 small fans, but connected as heat extractors, because they are in front of the heatsink and not behind it. On the sides you can see the 2 heat pipes of the power LED. This is the delicate connector, through which the video travels to the internal LCD screen, a breakage and goodbye projector. And this is the only Wi-Fi antenna, since it is not dual band. On the back is the sealed optics access cover, and this is the new location of the speakers, and it seems like a success to me. Even their speakers are quite long, which could improve the bass, power and give better sound quality. Above is the control card, and this is your Wi-Fi module, and as you can see it only has 1 antenna, so it is not dual band. If I remove these screws from the power button, and then these connectors, I will be able to turn the card over to see what chips it integrates. And there we can see the processor, 2 RAM memories of 512 MB and the storage memory of 16 GB. It is a well-constructed card, certified and with all its manufacturing codes, which inspires more confidence in me. The processor is a HiSilicon Hi-3751 designed by Huawei. It is a 4-core medium power with full HD output. It is widely used in small 32 or 40-inch smart TVs. It is not a very powerful processor, but for this small projector, it will be more than enough. If I remove this cover to take a look, you will see that inside there is also a small turbine to cool the LCD screen, and this is already becoming a standard. Something interesting is that, by having the fans within reach, they can be easily removed and replaced if any of them have problems. You just have to make sure that they have the same size, format and that they are 12 volts. One more projector that we know inside, to confirm what its specifications tell us on paper. Everything is compact and very reduced to lose weight, and make it much more portable. It's a real challenge, launching all this technology for less than $200. So friends, don't ask for it cheaper than it is, because after what you saw, I don't think it's possible. It even seems that it will come out at the same price as the original Wanbo T2 Max. But now let's see how it works. Finally, a Wanbo projector, for my Wanbo tripod, so let's see how it looks. When turned on, the T2 Max New boasts of its new autofocus function, which you are seeing and which it does very well. With some light, this is what this projector looks like. It's not bad, but I'll turn off the lights, which is how these mid-range projectors should be used. This is the non-certified Android version 9 interface, which integrates the Wanbo T2 Max New, and at the top, is the options menu that it includes. In setting there is the configuration panel, and from here you can connect to a Wi-Fi network, but only 2.4 GHz, not dual band. You can choose the type of projection, the 4-point keystone correction, and activate or deactivate the autofocus. Here you can choose the video input source. Read the multimedia content from a USB memory. Check for updates. Connect via Bluetooth with other devices. Choose the boot source. Change the language of the projector, and in this option you can modify the settings of your projector, both image and sound, and to tell the truth, they are very complete. You can also see the basic information of your projector, its resolution, its memories, etc. And finally, a button to clear the cache, when it feels a little slow. While it is true, this Android is not certified, I have tested it and it works quite well, and the included applications do as well, as you will see later. Navigation is very intuitive, easy, and I didn't feel any delays. Although the brightness doesn't seem like 450 ANSI lumens to me, it's better than the previous T2 Max, but it's not like it doubles in brightness either. The images look good and are fluid, just as normal as a mid-range projector like this one delivers. From here, I will adjust the brightness of the projector to 90% and increase the saturation a little more, to record the rest of the video at its best possible display. In addition to autofocus, the T2 Max New has automatic vertical focus, so when you tilt it from top to bottom or vice versa, the system will correct itself automatically, as you are seeing. That does not happen if we move it from side to side, or horizontally. That's why when we want to take it to a bedroom, the bed might not allow us to place it facing the wall, but rather to the side of the bed, and the image will be distorted as you see here. For these cases, it is the 4-point trapezoidal correction. You only have to adjust the 4 corners as best as possible, until you recover the rectangular shape of the image. And as you can see, even if it is tilted, or at an angle in front of the screen, any projector with this function will allow you to obtain framed and perfectly rectangular images, that is, in 16:9 panoramic format. The T2 Max New integrates non-certified Android, but despite that, its applications work very well. For example, if I enter Facebook, which is integrated, you will see that you can navigate normally, and for this you must press the mouse mode button on the control, and with the little arrow that appears, you will be able to select everything, as on a computer. The Netflix application that it integrates also works, and my profile that I bought on GamesGo works perfectly. Of course, the integrated application is not the same as the official version, which is certified, but I can attest that it works well and in full HD. I remind you that you can buy the profiles of your streaming accounts, much cheaper at GamesGo. Just enter from the QR code on the screen, or from the link in the video description and learn about their service. I have all my accounts purchased on GamesGo, for just one screen. And wherever I enter my profile, it always works perfectly fine, and you know it, because I demonstrate it to you on every device I test. The Chrome browser also works well. You just have to download and install it and you can search with the controller in mouse mode. The texts look good and I think you can read them comfortably, even from this video, but up to a 100-inch screen. I do not recommend going further for the texts, because the brightness will go down and the resolution too. Bottom line, these built-in apps work well for the average user. As the T2 Max new as Android, you can also install APK files directly on the projector. That's why using Downloader, I installed Mojis TV and Happy Chick. And as you see, I already have them installed. Mojis TV moves quite well, since it is a very light APK, runs smoothly and looks very good. I recommend this service, which with its 1000 channels, can easily replace a much more expensive cable service, and that is why I leave the link in the description. As for the sound, I have about 71 decibels of power at 1 meter, with 50% of the volume. And if I turn the volume up to maximum, the power reaches about 78 decibels, which is not bad, enough for a medium-sized room. And the audio quality has also improved.
Y me ha sorprendido mucho ver que aún barata es modular y muy versátil. Es la Belin U59 Pro y creo que por su costo esta debería ser la mini PC para el hogar.
I will connect my Fire Stick to it, so you can see that you can use the HDMI port of the projector for any other device such as laptops, consoles, cameras, etc. From my Fire Stick, I'll be using this app to do some screening tests and for you to see how it performs. Notice the definition of these colored frames, the small numbers in their corners. The contrast between dark and light is seen this way. The color pattern is not bad, although here I am only at 100 inches, and on the Mecool KP2 I did it at 150 because it is brighter. And in the sharpness test, there is also a fairly average performance. The colors of this projector are good, but I also begin to detect the lack of brightness, which is noticeable by those sidebands that have a shadow, typical in projectors below 400 ANSI lumens. And this is its maximum expression of brilliance, the color white, where the center also looks a little brighter than the sides. So, at this point, I will put it 1 meter away, and measure its light output in lux. And as you can see, it is around 400 lux. It is not at all bad considering its price, but it is the real half of the Mecool KP2, and this is explained because its adapter only provides 3 amps. Therefore, if you save on current and make it consume less, that will reduce the final power of the LED. The T2 Max New also integrates Bluetooth, and now I'm going to pair my TronSmart speaker, and as you can see, it recognized it and connected it very easily. In addition, I also linked a controller, to test the Happy Chick APK. This way you can use any projector as a basic console. Remember that you can only run light games like these directly on the projector, since the RAM memory is only 1 GB. For heavier games, you should use the HDMI port. But I think kids won't complain about the quality, because it looks relatively good, even in some light. You can even connect more controls, and thus enjoy using your projector as a family. It also integrates the eShare application, with which you can easily duplicate your cell phone screen. You just have to be connected to the same Wi-Fi network as the projector. And you can now transmit the contents of your cell phone, like I am doing. Using this video of the movement of a pendulum, We can see that the delay is not that bad, and they almost move together. With this function you can transmit saved content directly from your cell phone, without having to download it or waste time, and it will be seen just as you're seeing it. Finally, although this projector represents an improvement over its previous version, it is best to buy a gray reflective fabric, because only in it will the shine noticeably improve and it will be more enjoyable. It seems to me to be a mid-range projector, pleasant up to 120 inches maximum, because otherwise the brightness could be a problem, since the corners have a shadow effect. And this did not happen to the Mecool KP2 in my previous video, due to its better brightness power, and that's why it costs $100 more. But if this Wanbo T2 Max new sells between $180 and $200, perhaps there is nothing to blame it for, since for that price, it justifies its technology and performance very well. How do you see the new Wanbo T2 Max new? It is interesting for those people who do not want to pay more than $200 for a projector, and still want to get smart functions, and with a brightness of average or higher. It is ideal for travel, because it is small and compact, and also, it is a good cost-benefit projector option. Of course there are other more powerful models like the Mecool KP2, but you should also understand that this is at least $100 more expensive. Thanks for reaching the end of the video. As always, give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Help me, and let's democratize technology. Until the next video.